All righty.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to today's discussion. All right. I see we've got some people joining in. I'll just give everyone a second to join in, grab a coffee or a soda or something. We've got I see the attendee numbers going up, so we'll give that a minute. But if you are tuning in right now, please feel free to say hello in the chat and let us know where you're tuning in from. This session, we want it to be super involved with you guys, and so if you have questions, feel free to drop those in the chat in the Q&A section. I'll run through the whole housekeeping bit. But just while we're waiting, I figured I'd say hello to everybody. Awesome. Oh, we got people, Utah, and two Georgias. Amazing. Good to see. All right. All righty. Awesome. Cool. Well, I think we're probably good to go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone. My name is Justin Meredith. I'll be the moderator for today's discussion. We've got a absolute jam-packed session planned for you guys today with some amazing expert speakers, and we're going to dive into the multi-client chaos of how to streamline your social media management. We've got a lot of fun topics that we want to dig into, some really interesting challenges that we're going to uncover and discuss how we can overcome them. But before we jump into that, and I introduce to you guys today's speakers, let's do a quick housekeeping and make sure that everybody's aware of what's going on with the dashboard and how everything works. On the right side of your screen, there should be a gray box. There should be a tab that says chat, a tab that says docs, and one that says Q&A. If you have a question that you'd like us to answer live, I would recommend that you put that in the Q&A section. And that's just because, as you can see, the chat starts to move kind of quickly, and I don't want to miss any of the questions. So if you have a question for us, feel free to throw that in the Q&A. But if you have a comment or if you want to offer your thoughts or your experience, feel free to do that in the chat. Additionally, on that Docs tab, we provided some additional resources for you to check out. And there's some great guides, and I think we may even have one of our, let me check. Yeah, we've got a case study in there, and we've got a few guides that are really, really helpful and insightful. So don't forget to check those out as well. Now, also, if you're not able to stay for the entire discussion, it'll be just about an hour. Don't worry, because you will receive a link to the recording afterwards. And even in a few hours, once this recording is processed, you should be able to rejoin using the link that you used to join us right now. So don't worry if you're not able to stay for the whole time. Awesome. All right. Well, without further ado, please join me in welcoming our guest speaker today, J.R. Prentice. He is from Bazinga. He's one of the marketing experts, and he's had a breadth of knowledge that you're going to tell us a little bit more about, JR. But welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing?
No problem. We're very excited about getting the word of Birdeye out there.
Awesome. Well, in addition to that, we are joined by our very own Vice President of Product Marketing, Rebecca Caldwell. And Rebecca is going to show us a little bit more about Birdeye under the hood. But also what we want to do is we want to make sure that we talk about how to manage these your client social media effectively. And so we're going to talk about some best practices, things that you can do right now to take home with you and start implementing into your strategy. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about how Birdeye can make that process a lot easier. And I'm sure JR will dig into that too. Well, welcome, Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Justin.
Awesome. So, JR, before we dive into the actual topic, can you first tell us a little bit about yourself and about Bazinga?
Sure. Yeah, we started Bazinga about 7 years ago. We were actually with another reputation company. And when we were looking at branching out, we talked to Birdeye. And at the time, to us, it seemed like it was expensive. Today, it seems like it was the best investment we've ever made. You know, I came from the car business. I was in it for 30 years. My current partner, actually did our SEO for us. So I just became really involved in the numbers, and then we just became really good friends. And I went and worked for a newspaper company after the car business and helped them with their digital. And then in the meantime, JD was my partner, was setting up a reputation company. So I joined him, and then beyond that, we joined Birdeye. But we love what we do. in the car business, everything changes all the time. And that's what's happened here, I'd say, within the last couple of years with Birdeye. It was originally just a review company, and now it's so much deeper. And all the products that they've added really provide value of retaining the client beyond reviews. And that's what we're really excited about. When you talk about inbox and web chat and all the other stuff, it's really doable. But now with social was, a lot of people, they know they need it. And this is just a great platform to add to us that actually helps with retention. And then it also helps with, the ability to increase your profit margin. So we're really excited about the social piece.
It's amazing. So what is a typical Bazinga client, and what services do you guys provide for them?
As far as what do we provide, we only do Birdeye. So we don't sell anything else. So we're fully engaged with Birdeye. We try to understand each new product as it comes in, and then how are we going to sell it. And when Inbox first came out, it took us about 6 months to figure it out. But then once you start doing Inbox, you realize that it becomes less and less about reviews, and it comes about helping your customer succeed. We talk to a lot of clients. We just say, owning a small business is a very small island all by yourself. And we try to give them input and help. We'll help them with their Google, we'll help them with their Facebook, whatever. But we try to be a source for them where they come to us for anything digital. They ask us a question. We have a silent partner that has his own IT services and stuff. So we have access to a lot of knowledge. But Birdeye, to me, has really gone above and beyond when they opened Inbox, and then now with social media. So, our typical client is mostly small businesses. We have, I would say probably 70% of it's small businesses, local businesses that really need coaching. And we coach them with Google Page. We help them, set it up. We help them optimize it. We don't even charge them for it. But once you get that trust from them, then any new products that come along really will help you. And what I liked about the social piece is you can take your current client base and increase your revenue just by adding social media, doing it as a service or offering it where they do it themselves. But as a service, you can really make some decent money doing that. And from a work perspective, it doesn't take that much additional time to do the post for them.
Yeah, and the value that doing that for them, in my mind, is astronomical, because if you've ever run social, it's a pain, and it's a lot of time, and it's a lot of creativity, and it takes real effort to consistently create unique content. And that's just if you're the actual business and you're trying to do it for yourself, let alone trying to run the business yourself. And
That's
so
right.
whenever you're able to provide this service, I'm sure that provides just an immense amount of value for them.
Yeah, they don't have to hire a new employee. They already have a relationship with you. So you can talk to them on a real level and just say, okay, what are you guys looking for? That type of stuff. And, a lot of them think that, you have to do a new post every week, and it has to be brand new, nothing like it. But I came from, an advertising business, and it takes 7 to 8 times before somebody sees a post. So what we try to coach them and just say, hey, most of the businesses don't understand when you post on social media, like on Facebook, you're throttled down to 5% of the followers of your post. So you could do the same post 5 times the same day, and the same people wouldn't see it. And they don't realize that. So we just try to tell them, keeping the message out there consistently is really what you're trying to do. Every once in a while, you're going to have something that's a little unique, but the main thing is to be top of mind. We used to, people would run ads in the newspaper, and they would say, nobody called me. And I would look at them, and I'd say, did you look at the other ads in the paper? And they go, yeah. I go, did you call them? I go, well, you're not ready yet, but at some point you will be. And that's where the social piece of it comes in. It actually keeps your name top of mind in front of everybody. And then you just try to grow your reach with that. But the social, what I really like about the social is the Google posts are now added. And Google posting is a big deal. And we can talk about that a little later, but that's what we're really concentrating on, is giving the customer, let us do it for you, and you do what you do. And that's basically the way we sold the review platform as well. We try to operate in the background, let you continue to do what you do. And then if a review comes in, you're going to get notified, or if a message comes in, you're going to get notified. And that's really what we try to do, create as many different channels and options for the customer where they're just doing their work. And then when something comes up, they get notified.
Mm-hmm. So how are your clients currently thinking about social? What role does it play in their overall marketing growth strategy? And do you have any examples of how you're able to help them?
Yeah. As far as, what does it do for them? It goes into two camps. People either don't believe in social or they do believe in social. If they do, they usually know that they need to do it, but they want to make sure that they have time or they have the space to do it. And most of them don't. They don't want to mess with it. As far as how does it fit in, we have a couple clients that we've done business with, and we did one where we did some social for them a while back, and they came back in the business, and he goes, I really had a hard time paying you guys until I saw the first post and realized I don't have to mess with this. And then then from then on, they trust you. But that's really what we look at as far as the social piece of it.
Mm. So, what challenges do they generally face when it comes to social? Is it
Time,
just time? Yeah, time.
time,
Anything else?
content's always a big deal. Having the AI, it does kind of help you with the photos and stuff. You guys also have some nice industry posts that you can actually go create. And then you also have share on social, which could be one of your posts, that you can do from the reviews tab. So that could be, 20% of what you do just by doing, sharing the reviews as they come in. And you can, take out the dates and make them, current. But we just, we offer what they don't want to do, and they know they need it. And we offer it at a decent price, but it also gives you an opportunity for decent income. And that's what we're really excited about. You can go back to them, your current client base, and increase your revenue by anywhere from 50 to 100%.
And one of the things that, from my experience, in addition to marketing for Birdeye, I used to work on a food truck in downtown Austin. We sold barbecue, and I was a person who my full-time job was marketing. In fact, at the time, I was actually a social media manager for a software company, and I was working in barbecue for this food truck. And we would be sitting there, we'd be slicing brisket, doing all these things, and the thought of doing it, and then posting about it always came up, but it was in the moment, it was never top of mind. It was like you really, really have to make it a priority in order as a business to really make it thrive and to really, make it, worthwhile. And it's just something that is way harder than it may seem, from that, from that direct business perspective. And so being able to outsource that to an agency where you can have them focus on it and you can focus on, slicing brisket and serving great food. You don't have to worry about, okay, well, wait, before I serve this, I need to make sure that I can take a picture and post it. Right. It's just something that doesn't quite happen all the time. So,
but I'm gonna tell you, once they start figuring out that does work, like we have a client right now that we've coached him on sharing. So we have some pages set up to share with. Well, now he's coached his wife, he's coached his other partner's wife, his ex-wife even shares. So he's getting these people to share. So now they start to get involved, and then they start taking pictures, and then it takes a minute for them to feel the flow of it. But when they start seeing the reach grow and the engagement grow and the comments start coming in, then they get more excited as well. So if you can do the posting for them initially, I always try to show them, the reach initially. And then as each week goes along, say, hey, we've increased it. And the impact they start to feel it. And then they get more excited about it. And then they find the time and realize that it's not that complicated. I always say, you can get up every morning and have a couple photos that you took the day before, post them to Facebook within 2 minutes, and you're done. You don't have to post it at that exact time when it happens. Just take the photos and then do it the next day. So once they understand they can kind of get a flow going on, then they really get involved, and then it becomes game over with them, and they understand the value. The other side of the coin is, we try to coach people, on, you go to Google Trends, you can type in the word Facebook, and then you can add Instagram and LinkedIn to it. And we have people that my stepson is a prime example. They do a lot of Instagram, they do foundation repair, and his customer base is really probably 35 and higher. When you go do the Google Trends and you start doing research on it, you're going to find out that on Instagram, 69% of the people are 34 and younger. On Facebook, 70% of the people are 25 and older. So I said, let's flip the script and start doing 75% Facebook and 25% Instagram, and you're going to get even more reach with a client that's actually your customer. So you have to understand what the different, facets are of the different social medias. What market do they reach? And then, they're trying to reach real estate agents. So Instagram, or not Instagram, but LinkedIn is another source that from 30 to 59, 25 to 34% of those people are on Instagram or on LinkedIn. So you can post to LinkedIn now and chase specific people. And then, the Google thing is a whole different deal. You can, do posts on Google that are directly related to the content that you have, and then use the learn more button and take them back to that specific page on your website on the Google profile, which actually is going to carry weight as far as rank and that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's a great tip. Is I think a lot of people might not think about it that way, where you really truly need to understand where your audience is or where your customers are, and not just focus on the social tools that you use, because it could be very different than what your customers are using.
Right.
And so when it comes to the agency perspective, you mentioned that it can be very profitable to offer social services. What other aspects of it are valuable for agencies when it comes to social?
As far as the social piece of it, what I like is you can post to 4 different things at one time. And then you can also individually change those as you do the post. You can they have initial content, which will carry through all the different social sites that you have. And then individually, you can go in and change each one. And the one that you always want to change is Google. Google does not want to see copy paste out there. They want to make sure that it's original content on the Google business profile. The other thing that we've noticed, I had a client, and we don't do social for him. He uses for the review platform and listings and all that stuff. But he kept getting, because we connect their Google, we would see his stuff coming in from Google, and he kept getting posts that were actually being declined and removed from the Google business profile, which actually hurts your rank. And in the platform, when you do a post that is outside of Google's guidelines, they'll tell you that you're without their guidelines. And the one guideline is you can't put a phone number in there. So we put a lot of phone numbers. We use the two-way texting, and we say call us or text us on all of the posts except for Google. We always take out the phone number, because then we're within their guidelines. And that's the other piece. It keeps you within the guidelines of the different platforms. The Google one's the one you don't want to mess with. So that was a learning just from me, knowing he was getting those, those declines. And I told him, I said, hey, quit taking, don't put the phone numbers in there.
So, Jerry, we had a question from the audience that I want to throw your way, because it's about kind of what we're talking about right now. And Evan's asking, are you able to create a single set of social creatives for, let's say, plumbers, and then leverage that single set of creative posts across multiple plumber clients? So repurposing that single creative set across multiple clients, is that something that you guys do, or how does that work?
I mean, you can use the content. Yeah. You actually learn what works, through those, and then you just kind of duplicate whenever you can. We actually take our clients, we create like a spreadsheet of stuff that we know we want to talk about and stuff that's impactful. And you could use that same, just copy paste and use it for another plumber. So yes, you become more of an expert on that than anything, in my opinion. And, people always say, well, what's the best, what post gets you the most engagement? I always tell this to everybody. People buy from people. So if you have a lot of employees in your office, post their birthdays on there, post their, anniversaries on there. And a lot of times when that happens, if they share it to their clients, now you can actually increase your reach just by getting the shares, out to that. And we coach them on, sharing any post that you can. Just going back to that thing where, the wife is sharing, the ex-wife is sharing. That's the whole key. You just kind of coach them along. But that's really what we try to, coach people on.
Excellent. And Justin, during the demo, I can also speak to how Birdeye supports that from a platform perspective.
Yeah, I think seeing it is actually even more impactful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then the other side, we do have a couple of clients that allow us to show their calendar, show some of the stuff that we've done, and that's another way you can utilize the platform. We go show people how it really works.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Justin, I did see 2 more questions, if you don't mind, if we jump in. So
yeah, definitely. Also, real quick though, we are live, and so Sean, I see that you were commenting, wondering. The Q&A section is actually on private, so if you send a Q&A, we will receive it and can answer it. The chat is public. So just a heads up on that, we are live. And so if you have a question, we will answer it live. So
Yes.
thanks. Go ahead, Rebecca. I wanted to make sure that was made clear.
Great. Thanks, Justin. Yeah. So, JR, there were two questions. One of them looks like somebody was asking, are the posts that you generate for your clients, are they all AI generated?
No, I'd say about maybe 20 to 30% are AI generated. We go and sit with the client and we try to get as much content as we can. Now we will sometimes use a chat GPT if we can't get a good answer, of a category like a certain service or product, but we don't do everything AI generated. What I do on the AI, what I always try to do first, if I'm going to need a photo, I go do the photo first. I bring in the photo and then I go back out and then I'll go over it and create the post from there. Because sometimes when you do the AI on the with the just doing the AI, the photo, the content, the hashtags all at once, you may not as get a good a photo. So I like getting the photo. I'll pull it in first from the AI, and then I'll go back to the AI and create. Type in a little verbiage of what I want them to do. Some people, of our customers like hashtags. Some people don't like hashtags, but I'll use the AI maybe 20 to 30%. If I don't, have an idea. But I don't use it on every post. You don't have to use it on every post. A lot of times, if you sit down with your client and we do like an intake form and say, okay, what do you want to talk about? If they have products you can take pictures of, we try to take pictures of the products beforehand and have that content available. But the AI it's not 100%. You don't have to use it 100%. It does make it simpler. What I like about the AI is the shortening and the lengthening. Like when you put a post in there and you want to go to Google and you want to change it, you just hit shorten, change is it witty or whatever. That really makes it simple. But you can do a post. We try to do anywhere from 3 to 5 posts per week for our clients. And if you do 3 to 5, you can do those within an hour, all day long. And that's probably being generous. So you could do 40 clients in a week and charge them $400 to $600, $700 a month. So each post that you're doing, each weekly post that you're doing, you're making $100 an hour plus. Mm-hmm. And you could pay somebody $20, $40, $50, and you're still making money doing that. So it's really lucrative if you start talking to your clients. Say, hey, are you using AI or using social media to enhance your business? Here's a feature that we can do that can take you multiple channels, including Google. Google to me is one of the bigger ones. You can actually create a post that has talking about your specific product with specific keywords and post it to Google. And that is impactful. And then on that post, you click to learn more and it sends them back to your specific page on your website. So now Google knows, you do it, and it's on your website. And that having it on your website is a big deal.
Excellent. JR, I think you anticipated a question that Terry had asked, which was asking, can you specify the type of media with Google? So I think you're referring to the Google business profile.
Correct.
Reach location, the ability
you
to
can post. Yeah, you can post to each Google business profile. And the other thing that people don't pay attention to, which is different on the Google, you have to go down at the bottom and click the little drop down arrow, click the learn more, and then take them to the page that you're talking about. Just don't take them to your website. If you're an auto mechanic and you're talking about brake service, take them to your brake service page. Take them to the exact page. And then that'll go in your Google post, and then people can see down at the very bottom of the post. They can click on the post, they can click on the learn more, and it takes them back to the website.
Right, great. And then I know, I think Sean had asked if you were posting 5 times a day. I heard you a second time say
no, 5 times a week. I'm sorry, I may have said 5 times, but it's per day. I'm sorry, no, not per day. No.
I think everyone had a bit of a panic
once a day is sufficient. Sorry about that.
No, that's great. That's great. We had a few more questions here, and I know people were kind of eager to get into the demo as well. So, Justin, what else do we have here?
So we have, I just wanted to cover a few of the common challenges that agencies may be facing, or even the local businesses may be facing, and how, offering a more streamlined approach to social media management can help. So, some of the things that we've talked about already is not having the right, enough time, not being able to see the potential in social, and it taking a little while to start posting and sharing, to start seeing that traction. Are there any other challenges that you've seen? Maybe it's more specifically on the agency side that that can make it more difficult to offer social.
it's not more difficult to offer it, but you have to, when you're gonna talk to a client, make sure that the expectations are set well. And what I mean by that is, a couple clients allow us to post and they trust everything that we post. And then we have some more clients that want to do the approval process, which I do like, as long as they're approving them. When they quit approving them is when it becomes a problem, or just ignore them. So that is the biggest piece. How are you going to post? Do you want to use the approval? If you do use the approval and they don't approve it, what do you do? So you got to call them up and, kind of coach them and say, okay, we got these posts going out. Make sure that you're doing the approval, and you just have to stay on top of that. And then once they get that rhythm going, then that's really not a problem. But other than that, we really don't have any problems. The biggest thing I say is, when you talk to the client, really set up the expectations of how it's going to run. Is somebody going to need to approve it? Do you not need to approve it? If you do need to approve it, make sure that you do approve it. So based on that, we always try to set up a 2 to 3 week be out in front, so they have plenty of time to go, look at them, instead of doing, 1 post or 5 posts on Monday, and then they got to, approve them all. Make sure that they have plenty of time to approve them, I guess is my point. And then go look at it and see if they're not approved them. Send them an email, say, hey, I don't know if you realize you got some stuff, but after a while, they'll start to figure it out.
Awesome. So, Rebecca, I think we've kind of set the scene, and we kind of established some of the foundation of kind of how this this approach is kind of happening. Can you give us a deeper look into Birdeye and how it works and how it's able to kind of make this process easier?
Absolutely. Let me go ahead. Oh, Justin, if you could stop sharing, I'll start sharing my screen. There's so many questions coming in with specifics. So let's just.
And actually, yes, a recording will be sent out after. So if you're not able to stick around for the entire call, don't worry, you'll get a link. And I think even in a few hours, once the video is processed, you could rejoin using the same link in your calendar, and you'll be able to watch the recording.
Excellent. Okay, so hi, everyone. So at a high level, Birdeye Social is an AI-powered social platform for agencies that makes it really easy for you to create social media posts for your clients, monitor and respond to brand mentions, and measure results. A couple of things that, set us apart. Number one, you get an unlimited number of client logins and user logins at no additional cost. So we structure it so that we make it really easy for you to collaborate with all of your clients and give them access. And we also have a suite of tools that help you manage your publishing across multiple accounts from one place. So we've got bulk upload and publishing tools, bulk reporting tools, all sorts of things. But first, I wanted to show you what the experience looks like at an individual client level. So what you are seeing right now is the Birdeye calendar, the Birdeye social calendar, and this is showing all of our past and upcoming posts. From here, of course, we have filters. So we're looking at a 6-location landscaping company called Lush Landscaping. So from here, I could filter the calendar to just look at posts that are scheduled for specific locations, or I can look at everything. I can also, of course, filter by the social channel that we're publishing on. We support Facebook, Twitter, Google Posts, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and then very soon, Apple Showcases, as well as TikTok. We also allow you to filter by posts that might still be pending approval, for example, and the person who created them. Of course, you can play around with your view. So if we can look at it at a weekly level, and then we make it really easy for you to manage your calendar from here. So for example, I can drag and drop to reschedule this post. I can keep it at the scheduled time or pick a new time. And then I can also click to view the details of the post. So from here, I could see all of the locations that it's scheduled to go across, as well as who created it and what changes were made. From here, you would also see all client approval notes. So if you wanted insights into when you sent it for approval, what their feedback was, all of that stuff is here and ready at a glance.
Wow.
Now,
awesome. Laura was saying that she loves how the picture is clear and not too small in this calendar view. It's something that a lot of calendars could be missing.
And for those of you who are like me and need corrective lenses, we also have a list view here, so you can see the post in even more detail, right? So you want to see a nice, big, beautiful view of the post. Here we go. And major shout out to Jody, our social media manager, who created all this content on behalf of our demo account. So that's our calendar view. But actually creating the content itself, it really couldn't be easier. So there's a couple things I wanted to point out. The first is that we have a schedule in bulk option. So we give you an Excel template, and in that template, you can add all of your post details. So you could say, here is the client account that I want it to post to. Here is the channel. Let's say you pick Instagram. You would select, is it a reel? Is it a story? You put your text, you attach your image link, your images, you bulk upload it. And I think you can do 500 posts at one time. And we will scan for errors and we will schedule everything. And that works across multiple client accounts. Or, of course, you can create posts one-on-one using our AI-powered editor. And that's what this looks like. So the first thing you do when you come in is select the channels that you want to post to and the locations. So let's say I want to create a Facebook post. As a partner, you have an option to come in and select the individual locations. You can also create groups. So I believe there was an earlier question about, could I create a post for all of my plumbing clients? Yes, you would create a group called plumbers or a group called dentists, and you could select all of the locations that fit that profile. And then from here, I'm going to select all of our Facebook pages. And then you'll also notice we have tabs here. So if I also wanted to do Instagram, I've now got 3 tabs: initial content, Facebook, and Instagram. And this would allow you to create one post and personalize it for each channel. In this case, let's just focus on Facebook. Now, when you're creating content, if you already have something created, you can copy it, paste it here, or I can use our AI tool. So Birdeye has a list of holiday post ideas. So we'll show you all of the upcoming holidays by region and give you suggested ideas for that. Or I can browse for post ideas based on this specific client account. So Birdeye knows that this is a landscaping account. And of course, because it's a live demo, my internet's going a little slow. I apologize. But this is pulling up a list of suggested topics that make sense for a landscaping company. So this is saying, transform your outdoor space with landscaping services. Lots of different ideas, right? If any of these pique my interest, I can click on them, or I can enter a custom prompt. So I could say, how to, I don't know, let's see, write a post about how to care for tulips. This is because I'm in Portland and the tulips are all over my yard right now. I can also ask it to include emojis in the post, hashtags, and image suggestions. So let's take a look and see what Birdeye generates. So this is primarily used if you've got writer's block and you just need a couple of ideas. And so here we go. Birdeye is saying tulips are a classic sign of spring. It's got some planting tips, make sure to plant in well-draining soil, etc. And then it's also pulling in some image suggestions from our free media library. And then if I wanted, I could also use AI to generate an image from scratch. If I like this, I can pop it in. Now, I think it's a little bit long. So I can also use AI, of course, to come in and to what JR said earlier, I can make it shorter. I can make it longer. I can change the tone to make it funnier. So here it is. It's shortening it up. I think that's looking a little bit better. Now, of course, I want to add an image. So my options are to upload content from my computer. We also have integrations with OneDrive and Dropbox. We have something called an asset library. This is something that you can preload with approved assets from your client or on behalf of your client. So if you have a multi-location organization, right, and you have someone at a specific location and you want to empower them, you could say, these are all approved images that you can use. So here's one with tulips that I really like. or I can come in and browse the free media that we provide. So we have an integration with Pixels, Pixabay, and Giphy. So I could go ahead, search for tulips, and then it will run the search. And of course, I can filter by orientation if I'm looking for something that I want for a specific channel. This one's pretty nice, so I can upload it. We have a visual editor here. So within this, you can come in, you can crop the image for, different resolutions. Let's say this is a Facebook post, right? So that looks pretty nice. I can add text, I can add filters, I can apply logos over the top, whatever that might look like. And as I'm working through the post, you'll see we get a live preview on the right for what it looks like across channels. The other thing I wanted to point out is that I don't always have to create a post from scratch. One of the things that a lot of our agency resellers do is they create a post library. And this tends to be by industry. So they will pre-write a bunch of content and load it up for the client to just browse and select from. So like this one's absolutely beautiful, ready to elevate your outdoor living space. So I'm going to go ahead and just select this one. And you can see that the post is now preloaded for the client to deploy, or for you to deploy on behalf of that client. One other thing I wanted to show you about our posts, you can see there's some hashtags here. Under AI, we've got the hashtag generator. We do have the ability to generate images from AI. And then you can also personalize all of these posts with tokens from the business. So for multi-location business, right, this is going to 4 different locations. So maybe I want to insert the specific URL, the address, the phone number. And next week, we're launching an update where you can create your own personalization tokens that are relevant for your business. So you just set them up on the back end, and then you can insert them into your posts. So that's in general how the posting works. And when you are ready, this is really, really key for a lot of the resellers we work with. We have approval workflows. Approval workflows are awesome. You can set them up to route, as many steps as you want to. I can show you in a second. But basically what you do is you pick the approval workflow that you want to deploy, and then you pick the date and time that you want to schedule the post. And what it's going to do is send an email notification to the person who is on that approval workflow. Here is what the approval workflow looks like. You can add as many steps as you want to. So you can see first step is content approval. And I can say, I want approval from anybody that's on this step or everybody that's on this step. And the approvals can be for users in Birdeye or your clients that don't have a login. It doesn't matter either way. So I can add anyone I want to. I've already added on my next step, but let's see here. Here we go. Simple as that. And then what will happen is you can see my first email address is gray. That's because I'm a user. The other one is in yellow. It's because I'm an external user. All of the posts that are awaiting approval come into this queue for users. And from a calendar view, you can also filter and see everything that's pending approval. If something is pending approval and doesn't get approved in time, just so you know, we'll go ahead and look at everything that's pending. It's just going to expire. It's not going to go live until it's been approved by the client. So you can see it has this little pending approval sign here. And then, of course, if I click into it, I can see the notes. Who is it waiting for approval from? And then any notes that they add, if it's rejected, they'll add comments as to why. If it's approved, you'll also get a notification. So this ensures, by the way, that you can really audit everything if you ever have concerns or need to come back and show the paper trail. So that is the publishing capability at a high level. The other thing, of course, that's super important about social is engagement. It's not enough to just get the content out there. You have to make sure that you're monitoring how people are responding to that content and also stay on top of potential customer questions or complaints that might come through. And that's where our Engage tools come in. So our Engage tools here on the right are organized by channel. So if I dig in for Facebook, for example, what I can monitor are all comments on my organic posts, my ads, direct messages, and of course, comments on my wall posts. If I apply a filter, I can see this was a direct message that came in. If I click on it, it's going to open the inbox experience and I can have a conversation. I can use a template to reply, anything that you can do with the Birdeye inbox. If it's a comment on a post, so here was a lovely little post and looks like I had asked about tree trimming services. Again, from here, I can use AI to generate a reply. And then I can go ahead and schedule that if I want to. This is also, by the way, where from this view, you can translate comments from other languages, and you can also moderate spam. So if someone, for example, comes in and they, I don't know, let's say this was an abusive comment, and I'm guessing all of your clients are getting some kind of junk on some of their Facebook pages. It's impossible to avoid. From here, I can block the user, I can delete their comment, I can hide their comment, and you can do that on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Whatever the native platform allows you to do, you have the controls to do that within Birdeye.
Rebecca, we've got a quick question about the inbox. Sean's asking, if I have a group, say pediatricians, can I see all of the replies for all of the clients? And let me see, wait. Can I see all of the replies for all of my clients and have a top down? Or do I have to go into each profile to moderate / engage with each account?
This shows everything for Lush Landscaping. So I am seeing all 6 locations, if that's your question here. So if I look actually over here, these are the filters. So you can see.
Okay, so it's all the locations for each client, but you can't have all of the clients into one inbox. Although that would, I think, would be.
That is coming next quarter at the reseller level. So right now we're looking at the client level. And then next quarter, we will have this at your reseller dashboard where you can see engagement with all of your posts.
Awesome.
And then Sarah, you asked, does this show comments placed on ads? Yes, it does. So as you can see down here for message types, add comments is an option. Judith, TikTok is not, TikTok and WhatsApp are not on the platform yet, but TikTok is on the roadmap and we are talking about WhatsApp. So if it's a strong use case for you, let us know and we can talk about what that might look like. Okay, so we know we looked at publishing, we've looked at engagement. I just wanted to show you really quickly, here's the post library. You can upload content to it. You can also from here, see data about the last time something was shared and what kind of engagement it's getting. Because this is a demo account, we're not really seeing engagement. I'm sure you would see much more with your clients, but this helps ensure that content isn't overused. And then finally, I wanted to show you the reporting that we offer. So we offer deep dive reports on a social level by channel. And then I've also created a social media dashboard right here. So I'm looking at posts and engagement over time. I can apply filters to look at it for a specific location. Again, demo account, so we're not seeing a lot here. But some of the things that you can do, of course, apply filters for social channel. You can apply filters for location, client, all of that kind of stuff. You can drag and drop. So let me actually go ahead and get into edit mode here. But I have the ability to move things around. I can make my reports full size, half size, whatever it is, to make really beautiful visual reports. And then if I click into customize, I also have options to change the style of the reports, put them in different views. I can filter and compare in different ways, compare across locations. If I wanted to show one versus another. And then finally, probably the most important time saver is that here under actions, you have the option to download this report, email it directly to your client, share it with someone else in your org, or schedule it to be emailed on a periodic basis, whether that's weekly or daily or whatever it is. So that ensures that you're proving ROI for your clients without having to do too much extra manual work on the back end. So that is a high-level overview of how Birdeye Social works for agencies. So we're ready for any additional questions you have for me or for JR about how this works.
One other thing I would mention that I do like in the when you're setting up users, when you set up notifications, there is a special box for notifications for social. So they can be, you can have a box that anytime a comment comes in, you can check it and they'll get notified on that as well. So for people that want to, respond to their own comment, people make a comment, they want to respond, they'll get notification like that. So the notifications are a big deal too as well, per user.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Caitlin, you asked for multi-client marketing agencies. What are some tips for helping plan bulk content? A couple of things that I have seen, and then I'd love for JR to chime in as well. A lot of our clients serve similar industries. They may specialize in dental clients or flooring installers or those sorts of things. So what I see is they create libraries of content that then get personalized using the personalization tokens. And they either bulk upload those posts in advance, or they populate the post library and they allow their clients in the individual locations to browse and post that content when they like. So it's a new kind of service I'm seeing people do. It's more of like an a la carte or like a self-serve type of publishing. But it seems to be really effective. And I don't know, JR, if you had any additional tips to chime in.
I think you explained that one pretty well.
So Lindsay, I can follow up one-on-one. You said an agency with 20 social clients. I imagine 20 individual dashboards would cost a fortune. I think you'd be surprised. Birdeye is a very competitive on the pricing perspective. So we can talk about that one-on-one if you'd like.
Yeah, the other side of that too is the account users. You can have as many as you want at no additional charge. And if you go to most of the other platforms, you're going to find out the standard is 1 user, then it goes to 3 users, and then they start charging you. So that's a big savings right there.
Yesterday we had a webinar with Carly Dodd, who's the content manager for Pacifica Senior Living, and they have 98 locations, and across those 98 locations, they have 300 users on Birdeye that are all contributing content every single day. And they have one social manager who's managing all of it, and she's able to do that seamlessly. It's really, really great. So that's one of my favorite parts.
Anywhere else.
Absolutely. Laura, you said you do social for 20 plus publishing, plumbing, heating, and electrical contractors. You have a designer, a writer, an assistant who does scheduling. Is there a way for them to communicate in the schedule? Yes, there is. So when I showed the approval workflows, there is an internal chat feature. So the team can go back and forth, they can add comments, they can collaborate as a group, and you can see that entire conversation stream for each group. So yes, we can show you that one-on-one if you like. Joanna, you asked, can we export the social media calendar? I'm not sure. I don't know anyone's ever asked that, but I can check into that and get back to you. Carly, is Birdeye able to schedule stories for Instagram, Facebook that have links? Well, Instagram doesn't allow links in their posts, but you can have a link in bio, and we do support that. So we have a link in bio section that you can maintain. Let me see if I can show you that.
Let me, where is it? There we go.
It's over here on the left. I have it configured. And then what you can do, of course, is add your logo, add your image, and then add all the little tiles that you would want to show for your link in bio landing page. And then we've got the customization options here for where it would go. and all of those fun things.
JR, it looks like we have a question for you from Laura. She's saying, sometimes I have a post that is the same / similar for all of my clients. You started to touch on that. Can you explain how that works a little bit more?
As far as the same post?
Yeah, I think maybe just reusing content or not completely just copying and pasting, but how do you save
Well,
efforts?
that's where you can use the
multiple times?
personalization. What Rebecca has talked about. Talk about the city or the location name, that type of stuff. But that's how you can actually do it. I mean, it's really the content, the message is going to be the same, and then you can personalize it with the name of the company or what city they're in, that type of stuff.
Awesome. So I think we've got some more questions coming in. Rebecca, is there any specific ones that you want to touch on?
Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's start at the bottom. Do we need to connect our company's social media account to get this feature through the Birdeye platform, or how does that process work? I'm not entirely sure what this is asking, but when you are getting set up, you do need to integrate with your client's social media accounts. One of the benefits that people really like about this is that you can invite any users to manage publishing for those accounts without having to share the actual login and password details. So if an employee exits, you simply restrict their access to Birdeye, and you don't have to worry about updating all those passwords on social, which is a nightmare. So we'd help you just integrate with all your social media accounts, and you can integrate at the agency level. So if you have the Meta Center set up with all of your client accounts underneath that, we can connect with that for you. I hope that answered your question. And then Evan, you asked, are all of your agency clients seeing the same post idea prompts, and how often are these ideas refreshed? Great question. The answer is no. So it is generated by AI based on what you know about your business and your brand. So if you're a landscaping company that is located in one area, you're going to see different post recommendations. And it's really based on the information that you add about your business under listings. So if you say, these are the types of services that I offer, these are the things that make my business different, those posts are custom. And every day when I go in to use Birdeye Social, I see different content recommendations. So they're nuanced, and I've never seen it generate the same thing twice. Let's see. Can you manage paid ads with the platform? Not at the moment, but you can see comments on paid ads.
We've got a couple of good ones here.
Let's see.
Does Birdeye have a tool for managing ranking for Google business rankings? With our listings tool, and when it comes to the Google business profile, maybe Jerry, you can speak to that too with some of the experience you've had with it, in terms of how does Birdeye interact with your Google presence?
As far as your Google, when you connect Google, you can see a lot of the data that comes in from Google, your search and your maps, which I try to show clients. A lot of times people will say, how is this, listing service working for me? And you can go in and show them through starting to see more activity on maps. That's one area that I try to use. On the scan tool, which I think they're trying to integrate where they may bring it in. But if somebody does not have listings, you can use the scan tool, and there is a little feature that you can actually put in keywords and see how they rank compared to other people. I don't know if they're limited in number of keywords. I think it's like 4 or 5. And that's something I know they're working on to bring in beyond that. That's a tool that I think is it's like a heat map. It does a 9 square, and you type in your keyword and it shows you where you rank in those 9 squares around. I think it's 9 actual mile squares around you, but that is available on the scan tool if they don't have listings. If they do have listings, it's not available yet. I think they're going to try to bring it in later under the Google reporting. The Google reporting is really great. Now, that's the benefit of making sure that you connect your Google account So when you go in there, you can see a lot of the data that gets pulled in. Some of them, they show you the keywords that people are typing in. It shows you the directions and the calls and that type of stuff that you're getting from your Google Business Profile. But the Google Business Profile, I don't know if you guys deal with your clients so much on a regular basis, but we always try to get access to their Google page, and we'll go through the Google Business Profile and show them areas that they're a little deficient in. A lot of times they'll have their services listed, but they won't put a description in there. You can actually go in and put 300 character, description in there for the client. You can use AI or whatever, but that's a big deal. And then also putting in the products. The products, you can actually put a link back to your page. So we go over their Google page because we have access, and just kind of give them some heads up on that. And that's a service that we offer for free, and they won't get that for free from anybody else.
Excellent. Okay. Okay. A couple of other questions. One was about Instagram. I'll just show you very quickly. We do support Instagram posts, reels, and stories. I don't have any video content uploaded into the demo platform, so I can't show you what that flow looks like. But there was a question like, does it support music and all of that? You can't use the platform to edit a video or, a reel, but you can upload the content that you've already edited and schedule it to be published, and then, track all of the engagement with that. And then are you able to choose the thumbnails for videos and things like that? Kayla, let me get back to you on that. I am not entirely sure. There was a question, can we post different format options depending on the platform? Guessing you mean like image sizes and things. Yes. And then there was a question about pricing. Okay. The pricing, is it top level? Is it per client, or is it an agency price? Okay. Birdeye offers very advantageous pricing for our reseller partners. So you have pricing that is different from the direct pricing you will see on the website, and we're happy to share that one-on-one. And it is based on the number of client locations. So if you have 100 clients that are all a single location, you would need 100 licenses of Birdeye Social. If you have one client that has 100 locations, you would need 100 locations of Birdeye Social. And any combination underneath that. And for each of those locations, you can have an unlimited number of users, as JR mentioned. So we're happy to share that one-on-one. And I've done the modeling. It's much more competitive than Sprout Social and Hootsuite and the other point solutions that are out there. So we're happy to talk about that on a one-on-one conversation.
Awesome.
JR, Laura asked, do you let your clients know that you're using Birdeye?
Yes, we initially we were very paranoid about it, and then we realized the Birdeye mobile app is a great tool. So it's labeled Birdeye, but we don't back down from telling people. We don't openly talk about it, but if they say, is it Birdeye? Yes, we tell them it's Birdeye. It's a great platform. We use a lot of the videos. The two videos that I use all the time are the one for Inbox and the one for the mobile app. We send it to every client. It's really good to get them on board. And Inbox, I don't know how many of you use Inbox, but Inbox to me is now the new Birdeye. Everything rotates around Inbox. And if you're not using Inbox, which some people don't, I think you're kind of missing the boat, because you can turn on Google Chat, which a lot of people are not aware of, and that'll go into Inbox. You can do Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger. Of course, you have the web chat. You have web chat on the microsite. And then a lot of people, it took us a while to use this, but the two-way texting, make sure you enable that. On two-way, you got to be kind of careful. If it's a landline, it's really not usually an issue. It's very simple to do. But if it's a VoIP line, not all VoIP lines will be compatible. So you got to make sure that you don't oversell that. But we have clients that use the two-way texting all the time. They do it on Facebook posts. Call us or text us and put the phone number in. And again, when you do posts like that in social media, this is where it'll actually help you and keep you in compliance with Google. So if you do a post and you carry it through all of them on Google, it won't allow you to do the phone number, and you'll get a red thing stating that you're out of compliant with Google. You just go in and remove the number. But the two-way texting is a lot of thing that we really push on everybody as much as we can, because now they can text out of the platform. It comes from their phone number. The customer knows it's their phone number. You can start marketing, call us or text us, and that just creates conversations. And we try to teach people how many different channels can you reach or give a client to reach you. And here's a prime example. My stepson, we signed up with the platform. They were fairly new on it. We turned on Google Chat. We had web chat on there, and they actually have a contact form on their website. So a customer comes in on Google Chat, they don't pay attention to it. The next day they come in on web chat, and they finally did catch that. But my whole point of this is, I consider people legacy companies if they offer email, phone, and a contact form. People want to just start conversations, and that's why it's good to have all those other different channels set up, Google Chat, Facebook Messenger, and have them brought in. And then we always try to put a message in there. Thanks for reaching out to us. We'll make sure we get back with you soon. We don't use live chat on web chat. We use not live. And every time that something comes in, they get a text back. Hey, thanks for reaching out to us. We'll have somebody contact you soon. That way you don't have to sit there and lose that, momentum that you have, the expectation set that you're going to get back with them, and you set whatever expectation you want. But that's an easy way to manage, because when people think about the web chat, they think, oh, I have to sit there and watch everyone. And you don't. Just turn it, don't make it live. Make it not live. So chat, but the channels, my whole point is, when you start creating more channels, you're going to get more people reach you, because a lot of times they just have a simple question they want to ask, and that's where web chat comes in. That's where Google Chat comes in, and make sure that you have that set up. And then, well, the cool thing about the web chat is they have to give you a cell phone number. So now you can reach them today, tomorrow, 2 weeks, whatever. You have that information.
That's excellent. Well, Justin, I think we're at time.
We are. This has been an awesome conversation. Thank you guys so much for offering your insights and your expertise, JR and Rebecca. This has been a great conversation for me, because I've been able to just sit back and listen to you guys, because it's been just some great stuff. Like, there's some stuff that I even learned a little bit more about. And thank you to everyone who tuned in, and for all of the great questions and the comments. This has been just a wonderful session, and I'm hopeful that we were able to provide you with some value in terms of how to really make that social media presence for your clients great. If you have any other questions, or if you'd like to contact us to learn more about Birdeye, feel free to email us at hello@birdeye.com. We will, I monitor that. So as soon as you guys email that, I will make sure to get you connected with someone who can provide you more details, or even show you a more detailed demo that's more, fine-tuned to what you guys are looking for. But we've got some amazing resources. So if you want to continue your learning, don't forget to check out that Docs tab. But yeah, until the next time, thank you guys, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Great information, Rebecca.
Thank you, JR. It was a fantastic session. We appreciate you. Bye.
Yes.